he's so blatantly stupid. He's a punk, he's a dog, he's a pig, he's a con, a bullshit artist, a mutt who doesn't know what he's talking about, doesn't do his homework. It makes me so angry that this country has gotten to this point, that this fool, this bozo, has wound up where he has. He talks how he wants to punch people in the face. Well, I'd like to punch him in the face. Thinks he's gaming society, doesn't pay his taxes. He's an idiot. Colin Powell said it best. He's a national disaster. He's an embarrassment to this country. This is somebody that we want for president? I don't think so.
Did you hear about the epic showdown between Robert De Niro and Trump? It's like watching a boxing match, but with words instead of fists. And let me tell you, De Niro's punches are landing hard. The Taxi Driver star just called Trump a grubby real estate hustler and a two-bit playboy. Ouch. But here's the kicker. De Niro's not just throwing insults. He's warning us about something way bigger. Stick around to find out why this Hollywood legend thinks our democracy might be in serious trouble. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Alright folks, buckle up because Robert De Niro just went full-on raging bull on Trump, and it's spicier than a jalapeno eating contest at a chili cook-off.
We've heard you talk about the former president. You have called him a fraud, a con artist. You've said he's a New Yorker like you, and you have watched this brand of BS.
I think of how absurd it is. And this might be the one case where that could be it for him. It's a state case. He's sick. He is really, genuinely a sick person that somehow has been allowed into our system.
Our man Bobby D isn't pulling any punches, and he's got more burns for Trump than a tanning bed malfunction. De Niro's not just throwing insults like confetti at a sad clown parade. He's painting a picture of Trump that's scarier than finding a spider in your underwear drawer. And get this, he's actually comparing Trump to, wait for it, Hitler. Yeah, you heard that right. It's like he's playing the world's worst game of Guess Who. But hold on to your popcorn, folks, because we're just getting started. What's got De Niro's Italian loafers in such a twist? Well, it turns out he's worried that people are laughing at Trump like they used to laugh at Hitler. Remember how well that turned out? Spoiler alert, not great. De Niro's not just worried about Trump's bad hair days or his tweets that read like a toddler got hold of a smartphone. Nope. He's sounding the alarm that Trump's not just a bad president. He's a threat to democracy itself. It's like Trump's trying to turn America into his own personal reality show, but without the option to change the channel. But here's the kicker. De Niro's not just ranting for the sake of it. He's got some serious warnings about democracy being in danger. He's like that cool uncle at Thanksgiving dinner who's had enough of Trump's nonsense and isn't afraid to say it.
Does it give you some sense, not of joy, but of relief at least, that he's potentially facing some consequences? Because as you've said before, this guy's a con artist and he's gotten away with it for years.
I'm not calling him, I'm tired of calling him names. He just can't be anywhere near the office of the presidency. It's funny, I was just thinking that he actually became president. He could have done good things. Instead, he had to do it all wrong.
De Niro's standing tall, urging everyone to wake up and smell the democracy coffee before it's too late. And let's be real, when Robert De Niro talks, people listen. This isn't some random Twitter troll we're talking about. This is the guy who made "You talking to me" one of the most iconic lines in movie history. So when he starts dropping truth bombs about Trump, it's like watching a heavyweight champion step into the ring with a guy who thinks WWE is real. But here's the million-dollar question. Will De Niro's words make a difference? Or will they just be another drop in the ocean of Trump criticism? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. De Niro's not backing down anytime soon. He's like a dog with a bone, and that bone is shaped like Trump's toupee.
You've played a lot of bad guys. Would you ever play Donald Trump?
Never. There's nothing about him, there's not one redeeming thing in him that I can see, ever. He's so, as we all know, so narcissistic and self-centered. I don't think they really understand. And historically, from what I see, Even in Nazi Germany, they had it with Hitler.
Well, folks, looks like De Niro's words didn't just make waves. They triggered a full-on Trump tsunami. Our favorite orange menace couldn't resist the urge to fire back, and boy oh boy, did he deliver a masterclass in presidential pettiness. Trump, in all his infinite wisdom, decided to respond to De Niro's criticism by calling him a very low IQ individual, because nothing says I'm a stable genius like questioning someone else's intelligence, right? But wait, there's more. Trump suggested that De Niro has taken too many punches to the head during his acting career. Apparently, in Trump's world, method acting involves actual brain damage. Who knew? But the real cherry on top of this word salad sundae, Trump's tweet contained not one, but two misspellings of the word two. That's right, folks. The leader of the free world with all his best words couldn't spell a three-letter word correctly twice. It's like watching a spelling bee where the only contestant is a particularly confused orange. Now you might be thinking, surely the president of the United States has better things to do than engage in Twitter spats with actors. And you'd be right, but this is Trump we're talking about. The man who thinks governing is what you do between golf games and fast food binges. This whole debacle is a perfect example of Trump's communication style. Instead of addressing De Niro's actual concerns about democracy, Trump goes straight for the jugular with personal attacks. It's like watching a toddler try to win an argument by sticking out his tongue and yelling, "You're stupid!" Only this toddler has nuclear codes. But here's the kicker. This isn't just about two rich guys slinging mud at each other. This is about how our country's leader responds to criticism. Instead of engaging in meaningful debate or, heaven forbid, self-reflection, Trump's go-to move is to belittle and insult. It's a strategy that might work in a schoolyard, but it's a bit concerning when it's coming from the Oval Office. And let's not forget the impact these Twitter tantrums have on actual policy discussions. While we're all busy laughing or crying over Trump's latest verbal diarrhea, real issues are being pushed to the sidelines. It's like trying to have a serious conversation while a clown is honking his nose in the background. Distracting, to say the least. Alright folks, buckle up for some real talk. Turns out, democracy's not feeling so hot these days. Only 39% of Americans think our democracy is working well. Yikes! That's like saying only 39% of people think pineapple belongs on pizza. A true crisis. But here's where it gets interesting. Remember when De Niro was just that guy from Goodfellas? Well, now he's like a political superhero, swooping in to save democracy from the Orange Menace. Experts say celebs like De Niro can actually get young people talking about politics. Who knew? Maybe we should replace all our politicians with actors. Oh wait, we already tried that. So next time you're scrolling through Twitter, maybe take a break from the Trump celeb feuds and read up on some actual politics. Who knows? You might even end up voting. And if you do, just remember, the polling booth isn't the place for a selfie. Save that for after you've saved democracy.